This is every set of Fishman Fluence pickups for the average guitar player. What I mean by that is for the average 6-string player who wants to get into the Fishman world. Now, I have 4 guitars loaded with Fishman pickups that are easy to understand. I think that with the Fishman Fluence world, it's very easy to kind of get caught up in their vast roster of incredible talent. I know when I first went on their website, the first thing I saw was like a Tosin Abasi set of 8-string pickups, and I didn't even know what I would do with that. And then I found these pickups. Pickup set number 1 actually comes stock in this Cort X700 Duality 2. I really wanted to start this list as simple as possible. These are your standard humbucker. Up first, we have the Fishman Fluence Open Core Classics, which are very easily recognizable as a humbucker. And for those of you who don't know, the Fluence technology is pretty sweet and pretty innovative. They realized that they could just, instead of winding the pickups, they could print circuit boards and just have it sound the same every time. And it's still a completely analog pickup with Alnico 5 magnets in it, which is like, I think that's the same magnet that's in a JB or a 59. So it has a very familiar quality to it. Check it out. So right out of the gate, I think you recognize that as probably one of the best humbucker sounds you've ever heard, because that's exactly what it is. Now remember, Fishman Fluence pickups come with multiple voicings on pretty much every set of pickups. So in this case, voice 1 of the Open Core Classics is a PAF. It's just a straight up pathy kind of humbucker, which is just awesome. When you turn on the bridge humbucker and just do one of these, it just sounds like a chainsaw starting up, So voice 2 on these you can activate by popping up the tone pot, and that is a hot rodded humbucker. And it really beefs up quite a bit, especially for solos. For me, I think John Petrucci when I hear this, because it's a very thick and creamy kind of sound, especially in the neck. This is the original PAF, and this is with that hot rodded sound. Definitely quite a bit thicker. In that case, it's always been really cool for me, especially if I have a high gain tone that definitely needs a little bit more beef when I'm going for a solo. It's kind of cool when I'm like, even if I'm in the middle of a solo and I'm feeling like, okay, it's not really there, I'll just pop that up, and it's just so much thicker, really fills it out. And last but not least, the third voicing on this guitar specifically, you can activate by going into positions 2 and 4, which is like an overwound single coil setting. And it's extremely convincing. So the Open Core Classics are one of the must check out pickups from Fishman if you're just trying to break into the Fishman world. And this Cort X700 Duality 2 actually comes stock with them, which is pretty sweet. Something else worth noting about Fishmans is that once you have the Fishmans installed in your guitar, they're just plug and play. If you get new ones, you could just leave everything in place and just clip the new ones in, and it's super quick and easy, which I think is sweet. I guess people who have used EMGs before understand that. I think they've been doing that for a little bit too. Okay, on to the next set of pickups. For those of you who've been on my channel for a while, you know exactly what this is, and you know that I absolutely love it. I play it every single gig. I play it every single day. It's absolutely disgustingly dirty right now, and I don't even care because I play it so much, does not matter. So these right here are similar to the Open Core Classics. These are the Scott Lepage Custom Series Open Core Classics. Once again, completely analog and use Alnico 5 magnets. Voice 1 is a PAF, Voice 2 is the hot rodded PAF, and Voice 3 is the single coil. Now, the reason I want to bring up something like this is because sometimes if you're looking for something in the Fluence line, in this case specifically, the Custom Series Open Core Classics are pretty much exactly the same, but the aesthetic is slightly different in that we have the gold screws and slugs in it. For me, I didn't get into Fishman's until I heard these for the first time, and I was already a Polyphia fan, but had I not known who Scott Lepage was, I probably wouldn't have found these pickups and become so in love with the Fishman Fluence thing. Now, all these pickups will come with your push-pull pots and everything, so you could set it up the way you want. So in this case, what I did was I put a 3-way switch just like Scott Lepage's, which lets me toggle through all 3 settings, which is really cool. I'm gonna give you a little sound test, even though it really is supposed to sound exactly like the Open Core Classics, but I just think there's something different about these. For some reason, something about them just screams to me. I don't know. The exact same settings that I just ended with on the other ones. So go back and listen back and forth and tell me that these don't have some other quality to them that's just popping out for some reason. I don't know what it is. These pickups just tell me something. And check it out. Let me even give you a little bit of clean. Maybe it's just a placebo effect, but these pickups make me play differently than the other Open Core Classics do. My point of showing you these is check out the Custom Series, because if you can't find exactly maybe the aesthetic you want, maybe you have to look at the Custom Series where there's a few just like cosmetic changes, which are really sweet. And when looking at the Custom Series or the Signature Series, just because maybe your favorite player or not the type of player that you thought you would like, it doesn't mean the pickup won't be for you. So definitely look into pickups that you may not have looked at. Now, the next 2 sets of pickups I have are extremely different, and I'm really excited because they sound unbelievably good, and I didn't expect to love them as much as I do. So check this out. Let's see, which one should I do next? So I have what they call the single width pickups, which is just their single coil, you know, Strat style pickups. And I also have the Greg Koch P90s, which are part of the Signature Series. Which one should I do first? I think I'm gonna do Strat first. And also, they both have rechargeable backplates for both of these types of guitars. This is the Les Paul style backplate, and this is the Strat style backplate. They both charge up these pickups and they get 250 hours of battery life. I actually have that on my Ibanez as well, and I sometimes forget to charge it, and they have a little light that comes on at the 5-hour mark, and it doesn't like taper off like a 9-volt battery would, where it just like slowly lose power and like starts sounding bad. It just shuts off, but the light comes on at 5 hours, so you have plenty of time to figure it out. Like, you're not gonna be gigging for 5 hours almost ever, and if you are, you're taking breaks, so you could recharge it on your set break for a little bit at least. Okay, I'm gonna do Strat first. Check this out. I've been trying to play that riff right at least. But this has just become a perfect sounding Strat. The cool thing about this is that if you go on Fishman's website, I'm pretty sure on the website, but also on like Sweetwater, which I do have links for, you can find a fully loaded Strat pickguard just like this one, and you could just drop it right in. There's a whole package, I think. It comes with the battery pack and the pickguard, and the tone pot even pops up like that for your second voicing. And in this case, the two voicings that you get are like a standard Strat, like I just showed you, and a Texas Special, kind of like you could kind of imagine Stevie Ray Vaughan. So it's a little bit bigger, a little dirtier, little meat. You know, in case you want to play like Scuttle Button real bad. I gotta practice that one. I do. I'll admit it. I gotta practice it. Because of the Fluence technology, their single coil style pickups are noiseless. Okay, let's get into the last set. Check this out. Last but not least, I have what I think are absolutely the most underrated Fishman Fluence pickup ever. I'm pretty sure that these are the only P90 that they make. If you type in Fishman Fluence or like fishman.com/P90, I think that's what it is. This is what comes up. These are the Greg Koch Signature Series P90s. And I have been wanting to love P90s my whole life. And if you've been on the channel for a little bit, you know that this is my Tokai love rock that I'm absolutely nuts about. And this guitar has made me so happy since day one. It had a P90 in the neck, but it had a mini humbucker in the bridge. And I just didn't like the way they worked together, and I've been dying to put another P90 in it, but I hated the hum. And these are exactly what I wanted. So ready? Check this out. Ready? Hold on. Let's see, let me make sure I'm in tune. Still new strings on a Les Paul, you know? They are just absolutely huge sounding. They sit somewhere between a true single coil and a humbucker. I always knew I wanted this, but I never wanted the hum. And like, the prayers have been answered. Now with this set, you get the pickups, you get the wiring harness, and you get the volume and tone pots. And the tone pots are push-pulls. And in this case, voice 1, let me see, I'm gonna do this one off the top of my head because I don't have it up in front of me. Voice 1 is a standard P90. Voice 2, I think, is the hot P90. And then voice 3, if you pull up this one, if you pull up the other tone pot, the top tone pot, you override voice 2 and it becomes just a single coil, which is really cool because you can get like a strat tone also out of your Les Paul, which is just unheard of, you know? Now I'll go right to single coil setting, let's see. I did just announce I'm going to be giving away a bunch of guitars when we get to 50,000 subscribers, actually including that Charvel right there. So be sure to subscribe to put yourself in the running to win a guitar. And if you want to see what this guitar sounded like before having the Fishman Fluence in it, check that out right here.